Dedo, Modigliani, The Names of a Soul, written by Seungyong Chang, narrated by Michelle. Table of Contents. Chapter 1. The Young Noble of Livorno. Chapter 2. Michele, the First Mentor. Chapter 3. The Journey to Italy and Encounters with the Masters. Chapter 4. Journey to Florence. Chapter 5. Return to Venice. Chapter 6. Montmartre, Paris. Chapter 7. Montparnasse, Paris. Chapter 8. Paris's First Woman, Anna Akhmatova. Chapter 9. Falling into Sculpture. Chapter 10. Beatrice Hastings, The Woman of Destiny. Chapter 11. Leopold Zborowski. Chapter 12. The Unknown Lover, Simone Thiroux. Chapter 13. Meeting Jean Hebuterne, The Last Lover. Chapter 14. Farewell, Modigliani and Jean. May you rest in peace. Preface. This book is a fictionalized account of the life of the Italian artist Amedeo Modilliani. The title itself traces the evolution of the man through the names by which he was known. Dedo was the tender childhood nickname given to him by his family and neighbors in his hometown of Livorno. Later, in the bohemian quarters of Paris, he became known as Modi, a name spoken by those who surrounded him in his artistic circle, though many still addressed him formally as Modigliani. This novel draws from historical sources to trace the arc of Modigliani's life, from his birth to his untimely death. By using all the names he bore through different chapters of his life, I hope to capture the many faces, intimate, familiar, and public, that made up the man behind the myth. As I reflect on the tumultuous and deeply human journey of Modigliani, and on the unwavering devotion of his final love, Jean Hebuterne, to whom she gave her heart until the end, I dedicate this book to them both. Chapter 1. The Young Noble of Livorno. On July 12, 1884, in the sun-drenched port city of Livorno, nestled along the Tuscan coast of Italy, a child was born. That child was Amedeo Modilliani, who one day became one of the most haunting and influential painters in the history of modern art. Amedeo came into the world as the fourth and youngest child of Flaminio Modigliani and Eugenie Garcin, a family of Sephardic Jewish heritage. Livorno, at the time, was a thriving center of commerce and industry. The clang of steelworks and the rhythm of shipyards filled the air, business boomed, and optimism coursed through the cobbled streets. Giuseppe, the eldest of Modigliani's siblings, was born in the year 1873. The following year, in 1874, his sister Margherita came into the world. Umberto, the elder brother, was born a few years later, in 1878. In time, they would each pursue their own remarkable paths. Giuseppe, a political dissident and patriot who stood boldly against fascism. Margherita, a devoted teacher of French, and Umberto, an engineer trained in Belgium. One afternoon, their mother gathered them in the parlor and posed a simple question. What do each of you wish to be when you grow up? Giuseppe, already earnest, declared, I will become a great political leader. Margherita replied, I want to be a teacher. Umberto said with conviction, an engineer. And finally, the youngest, little Dedo, as Amedeo was lovingly called by his family, said softly, I will be a painter. Remarkably, each child would go on to fulfill precisely the role they envisioned that day. It was as though destiny had already been whispered into their young hearts. The Modigliani household was deeply rooted in Jewish tradition, particularly the ancient customs of Moses, which were observed with solemn devotion. Amedeo's father, Flaminio, a merchant of noble Sephardic descent, was a devout man, practical, proud, and deeply skeptical of his son's artistic leanings. He had hoped Amedeo would one day inherit an
Sample complete. Ready to continue?